Hello everybody and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where, yes we have the Arctic Pack installed. It says it's available there, but it is installed. So I am going to make a brand new zoo like you guys on Twitter have requested. I'm going to carry on the old zoo just until I finish off Big Cat Mountain, and then I'm going to say that that's complete for now. But then I may go back to it and make a big part for the monkeys or something like that. But then I might put some monkeys into my new zoo. We'll see. Right, so anyway, franchise mode. And it'll give me 100 anyway, which is great because I use that 100. And look, I got 2,149 conservation credits to start off with as well. So from Dream Zoo and also from just logging in daily to take thumbnails and things, it's been giving me like 100 credits each time. So that's a really good start on the new zoo as well. So let's start the new zoo, and it is going to be in a tundra. I think we want the coldest. Some people were saying that the tiger is quite pretty, but I think the tundra is going to be the coldest we can do. And why don't we do the Antarctic? Just make it like freezing. Really, really freezing. And we're going to call that Cold Web Zoo. Cold Web Zoo. Create. We will put polar bears in you. And penguins when they release them, because they haven't yet. I don't think anyway. Alrighty ho then. Look at this. The temperature is freezing. In fact, I think things like pandas will actually do pretty well here, so we probably will have something like pandas. So, as usual, I will start by pausing. We have our usual 40,000 seed money. We've got loads of conservation credits. I don't even really need to spend money on animals to start with, which is quite nice. A nice change. And I've got an idea that I'm going to do a lot more with the terrain in this zoo, because I've learned how to do terrain. I'm going to move that tree. I don't know why I want to move that tree, but it's bugging me that it's right there. Can I move you? Can I move you like over here? There we go. I love that you can do that, to move everything around. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to need is a little path for our guests to be able to get in the zoo. And then we're going to need to as quickly as I can, set up a little staff area. So, okay. And what kind of path would I have? I probably wouldn't have a log. Well, a log path actually probably would look quite nice in this zoo. Have some crazy paving. We could have wooden. Ooh, look what we have. Frosted ice paths. I imagine they're not really made of ice. Because if they were, then that would be a problem. People would get very slippery. I imagine it's just an icy effect. But, wow. Also, the paths in my old zoo were a little bit too small. So, maybe we'll go for the 7-meter path. That's fine. And so we'll just let them come in. And then we're going to go over here. No. That wasn't the deal. Over here, I said. And then we're going to go around here. Okay, that'll do for now. And then somewhere around here, I think I'm going to put my first staff area. So let's get a staff path in. And just make a wee start on that. And staff path never going to need to be more than 4 meters, because there's never going to be that many staff. In fact, you know what? We always have like green or blue or whatever. Let's have a red staff path this time. And that'll be a real sort of contrast to the snowy path. Although you might not be able to see it if there's snow. So I'll just have sort of a little bit of path taking it away from the guests. And then we'll just go around like this a little bit. And then we can have gulpy sodas and all that sort of thing, and information kiosks around the rest of it. So I'll just do this. And then we can kind of also put another loop on that if we need to. Right, so there's a few things we're going to need in here. It'll probably tell me here what I need. A workshop, a trade center, a vet surgery, everything. They're quite small, the starter ones though. Oh, one thing I'm wondering is like, what do I have available in terms of like habitats at the moment? Yes, I'm gonna have to research a lot of stuff, but that's fine. We can do that. That's not a problem. I am fine with this. So every zoo you do need to research everything, which is pretty much what I thought would happen. Yeah, no. So I want staff facilities. If we just filter it out, it'll be a lot easier to do. And I want to keep a hut, and I want that to be quite close to the beginning there. And I want a trade center. The trade center doesn't have to be too close. Like, I don't know, it can be, I guess. Trade center. This is going to look ugly because I will redo it later. I always do. Once I get the nicer packs, I'll redo it. But I'm not going to sit there and make blueprints for every staff building. I might at some point. If I play this a lot, then that might be good. And if I do a lot of new zoos, then having my own blueprints would be cool. But these will do for now until we do some research. I'd rather spend my time building things in the animal pens, honestly, which we'll do a bit more this time. Definitely. Vet surgery. I feel a little bit like I'm wasting space there, so I'm actually going to kind of put that more onto the corner around like that. We need a staff room, a workshop, a research center, and quarantine. So we'll do quarantine first, and then we'll probably need, well, we're going to need another loop, let's face it. That's fine though. Let's go back to paths and make another little loop. I went a bit too small with that one. Oops. Control Z is my friend. There we are. I think that's quite a nice area for the staff building. I don't like them to be too crowded. I'll probably just move these trees out of the way as well. I really like these trees though. They look so pretty in that snow biome. People were saying that I might be able to see the northern lights as well. I don't know whether that's the tundra or the taiga biome. It might be the tundra. There we are. I need quarantine, a research center to get back into facilities. Oh, I'm starting to get to know where things are in the menu now. It's taken me long enough, I know. Quarantine there. That'd be quite nice. They need a staff room. Workshop and research center. That's fine. Workshop and research center, if I just squiggle them around a bit, would probably both just fit there nicely. And then the staff room can go around the back. And yes, I am using this to tell me what I have and haven't put down. I find that's the easiest at the start. Staff room small staff room. Where's the pathway? There we go. Wonderful. So if we need any other buildings or anything like that, we can put them in the middle there. Probably a good thing to put down there would be a generator, because you're gonna always need one of those. And you just turn it until the path snaps in. Yeah, wonderful. So everything now has power. Okay, so that's taken me 9 minutes. I am getting faster at this. I am getting faster at starting zoos. That is good. Right, so the next thing I'm going to want to do is go into my zoo panel and to get some staff going, because otherwise there's not going to take the animals anywhere. And we're still on pause, so we don't have to pay them while we're on pause, which is amazing. Hurrah! I think they've slightly redone. There was a massive update. And I think they may have slightly redone some of this. Someone was saying as well, you can research past bronze on some of these. I don't know what that means or whether that's possible, but we might try that. Getting to bronze, is obviously, to start with, is a good thing. Right, let's hire some staff. I would like a caretaker who cannot find an accessible staff room with space. Yes, you can. It's just that the game didn't register it yet. There is a staff room right there, and it has space and it is accessible, so. Considering you're still flying in the air, that's maybe why you can't find an accessible staff room with space, because I can't access it from the sky. Yes, that is understandable. So souvenir profits and adopting an exhibit species is the thing here. Now, one thing I didn't know, I did a stream of a zoo, okay, and it was a bit of a disaster. It's going quite well now, and I'm sure I'll be able to make it nice. It's in a tropical area, and I don't know, I'm liking this area a bit better and the grassland one, simply because the tropical one is kind of dingy and rainy, and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I like that so much. I think I'm going to like this one a lot. I think I am. I'm going to do a lot, as I say, a lot more terrain stuff. But I'm going to need to start making the zoo profitable first. I will need a vet. I will need a keeper. And I will need a mechanic. Okay, so I've got those 4 hired. I will not need security for a little while. I can get away with that. And I do not need a vendor until I put down my first shop, which I will do very soon. Right, now let's get to animal trading. Now we have an animal trade center. And see what we got. See if we've got any of the new stuff. Doll, sheep. Reindeer. So we want to get all the new stuff in, right? There was P for polar bear. There's polar bears. Reindeer. I want to do something really quite special for the polar bear pen. But I'm going to have to put in just a kind of a normal pen first to make a bit of money so I can do all the terraforming I want to do for it. So maybe we'll start with the dull sheep. Right, okay, so we definitely need lots of credits for this. Wow. 5,000 credits just to get a female. Oh, wow, okay. What's this male like? It has fertility. That's about all they can say. That one's not so bad. Okay, well, maybe let's have a look at the other stuff then. The polar bears. How expensive is a polar bear? Oh, polar bears are less expensive. Okay, I could afford those. I'm glad I got all these credits. Good grief. What about reindeer? It's nearly Christmas. We need reindeer, right? Oh, we can buy reindeer just for credits. Just for normal credits, and I'll probably be able to just wait it out. Oh, and there's some decent ones as well. Okay, we might need to start with reindeer. The Dahl sheep might be one to work up to then. Wow, I didn't realize they'd be quite so difficult. Now there was some sort of snowy wolf or something. I do want snow leopards. And things like that. I want to try and find all the stuff that would naturally live in the colder climes. It wasn't a timber wolf, it was a different kind of wolf, I'm sure, because we already had a timber wolf. I mean, timber wolf I'm sure will be fine. It was an Arctic wolf, so it might be an A, under A. Arctic wolf, there we are. Let's see how much they seem to cost. Again, they're ones that we can get for cash. I didn't take off the reindeer filter, but still. Reindeer and Arctic wolf we can start off with, and then polar bears we will need some credits for, and the Dahl sheep do seem to be quite expensive. I wonder if they're like difficult to breed or something. Interesting, huh? So these are basically the 4 new ones. There absolutely doesn't seem to be penguins, as far as I can tell. I was trying to do my research just in case they sneakily added them in. I can only imagine they'll at some point probably do some kind of like marine animal pack that will include all of that. So I'm just trying to think of what things What things did we have previously that really liked the cold? I think the Siberian tiger liked the cold. So we're gonna have like big cats again. I expect some of the bears will probably be okay in the cold, because they tend to come from places like Canada and stuff like that. I imagine the Japanese macaque and the pandas will probably be okay in the cold as well. That's my guess there. I'll obviously go into their individual little things and check their temperature ranges. Individual diary entries, I suppose you could call them. Things like the lions probably won't do too well. Chimpanzees and gorillas, not 100% sure. They might do quite well because they're related to humans. We live in all sorts of different temperatures, right? But I'll have a look. Crocodiles might do okay as long as their pond doesn't freeze. I wonder if the water freezes in this. Maybe I have to heat the lakes and stuff up to make sure they don't freeze over. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that works. Anyway, I've been gabbing on for too long. I would say let's start off with some reindeer, because literally we are 5 days away from Christmas right now. Okay, so I think we need some reindeer before, just to start them off. I'll try and make it look Christmassy. I'll try and decorate it. We are going to start off with maybe just females, just to get the zoo started and making some money. We might do that, and I'll just keep refreshing until we get a male there. I may need to spend credits on a male. I'm going to have a quick look at their Zoopedia entry, because I don't do this enough. I don't look up. They're a vulnerable species, apparently. Okay, so the reindeer is a species of ungulate that lives in the Arctic and subarctic, specifically in Canada, Russia, Norway, Finland, and Greenland. A reindeer's appearance changes depending on their origin and time of year. Generally, they have a brown and white coat, etc., etc. Large antlers. They are abundant, but they're vulnerable because of a 40% decrease in their population. And they're being tracked and monitored. And measures are being introduced to make reindeer sport hunting sustainable. Okay. They like not a huge habitat. Okay, that's fine. And -12 up to 16 degrees, so they'll be perfect in this particular environment. And they will live up to 17 years, so a 7-year-old is perfectly fine for me. 1 dominant male per breeding group. So having a good male will mean that I can breed them quite well. How well do they breed? Takes them 8 months. They will breed until death. They have 1 offspring per. It usually says if they're good at breeding or not. Where is that then? And they like tiger and tundra. Oh, scroll down. Reproduction in captivity, there we are, is easy. And interbirth period is 12 months. If they had a baby, they won't have another one for a year. Okay, that's fine, but we can have lots of females. So the reindeer, they'll be very easy to breed and everything like that. Perfect. Now then, as I say, I did want to do a lot of terraforming. However, with the reindeer, I'm going to just sort of have them off to the side. This is going to be where the polar bears are going to go. They're going to go right in the middle there. And they're going to go all the way across the path. See, I've got plans, okay? I've got plans. So, we're going to go back to making the path, actually. 7 meters wide. You can have it all the way up to 10 meters wide. So I'm kind of thinking that if we're going to have the polar bears they'll probably start them around here. I'm just leaving space for them with the pathing, but I'm not going to try and make anything yet for them. And that is simply because, so they're going to go all the way through here and all the way across. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because there is a land tax. So if you go into your finances, you will see under taxes, there is a habitat area tax. So if you try and make all your habitats before you put your animals in them, and you try and plan your zoo out a bit too ahead of time, and you also have a path area tax, so even me putting these extra paths in, is going to cause me to have to pay some tax as well. So I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to sort of place enough path that I know where to put things. But if you're not playing in sandbox mode, if you are trying to make a zoo with a profit, that's something you have to consider as you're going. Like, don't try and put fences in and things like that, because it will charge you extra taxes and you will struggle. So my reindeer are going to go in sort of this area here, I think. What I didn't check was what kind of barrier they're going to need, because I'm silly. And I also didn't buy any of them, so we need to go back in there and have a little look. Oh no, is there only one left? Oh, hang on. They're all getting bought up. No. No, there were good ones a minute ago. What happened? Okay, we might make the pen and come back to this. There we are. They're back. Oh my goodness. They had a heart attack there. Oh, these ones aren't as good as the ones that were there before. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I may spend a decent amount of credits on a nice male if one doesn't come up pretty soon. But what I may do is just buy all the ones that aren't terrible. Which honestly is easy. That one I'm sorry, that's too bad, but the rest I'm happy enough to have. And we'll try and, as usual, you know, keep the genetics good. We'll, as ever with a herd mentality, it is going to be a case of, unfortunately, changing the male over all the time, which could get expensive, but we'll have to see. Barriers. The pangolins, actually, and all the Asian animals will probably do reasonably well here. I wish I could filter in the animal, like the Zoopedia or whatever, but maybe I can. Maybe I can filter to see which ones would work the best. I still didn't see which barrier they need. In fact, they could jump barriers, maybe. I do need to check the height. I'm terrible. I never check anything. Okay. Zoopedia. Reindeer. Okay, it's already on reindeer. Great. So, reindeer. What barrier do you need? Grade 2, 1.25 meters. That's fine. So anything but a hedge will be fine. But I will start with a hedge, and you guys that have watched me before will know why. A hedge can curve. Wooden log fences can't. And honestly, I think a wooden log fence might be one of the nicer things for these guys anyway. I probably... they don't need it huge, but... And for some bizarre reason... And they still haven't really fixed this. Oh, hang on. Where's straight or curved? Ah, straight or curved. I was going to say, for some bizarre reason, the first one you do... I'm just going to go backwards here. It never curves properly. No, it still hasn't really been fixed. First one never curves properly. In fact, I'm going to go slightly back from the path. I think I do have a habit of going a little too close to the path. So the reindeer pen will be one of the first things that the people see when they come in. And it'll just be around this corner. This is looking quite nice. And we're not really going to do anything straight in the zoo. It's going to all be curvy-wurvy. But I always just feel that looks so much more natural and pretty and nice. But again, I don't want to overdo the size of this pen, because that can cause me some issues with taxes, which we don't want. So if I press the minus here, oh, where is it on my keyboard? We can just shorten this path just enough to properly hit the edge there. Then I'm going to put it back onto a straight section, and we will actually have a little corner there. And then we'll go back onto curved. Follow the path around, and then snap here with a straight section. I'll make a smaller curved section there, and then turn to a straight section. like that, I think. Then I'm going to select this. Come out of here. I'm going to select this. I'm just going to pull it slightly. It should let me. Come on. Give me my editing options. Okay, let's just go back there. Select that. Edit barrier. Oh, all I want to do is pull this in a certain direction. Come on. Let me do it. That's height. That's not what I want. Why you no let me do this? Rawr. It's fine. I will. Delete this section. And make it the right length. Goodness me, what a palaver. Probably about there, I think. Okay, and then a curved section to about there. But what we don't want is that. So I'm going to need a little straight section just to join them up. I'll have to do. Okay. And then I'm going to need a gate, keeper gate. So one thing I'm going to do is just extend the staff path so that it's it can get to the peeps, get to the little animals over here. So okay, so 4 meters staff path, and we're just gonna basically put that in there so they can more easily get to the reindeer pen. And then we need a habitat gate because it's not a habitat without a habitat gate, and also we need to change it all from hedges because if it's all hedges, that's gonna be a mega problem. So I normally like to just stick the habitat gate quite as out of the way as I can, but also as accessible. Right, probably about here, I think, just off the path. A wooden one will be fine. Pop it in there, I think. And then we are going to change this bit. No, I think that bit's as good as I'm going to get. Habitat gate is there. So then we're going to change it all to wood. So to come out of this menu, otherwise it will try and do funny old things. I want to edit barrier. I want to pull this all the way around. See how much better am I getting at this than I used to be, eh? And change it all to wood. That way they will not get out. Okay, and just to start with, because we're not going to have any two-way glass or anything to start with. I mean, I could just put plain glass in, but I think for the reindeer I'm going to have windows. So we want to have windows in there. And we're going to have a few of the panels along here with windows as well. Probably all of those ones. And then people can see them in their lovely habitat. So that's already starting to look pretty good for them, I think. I'm also going to, because we still got 17,000 left, that's okay for now. I will do a little terrain editing. I don't like the terrain in the pens to be like totally just normal. And give them a little bit of hilliness to it. So one thing I learned is apparently you can change between push and pull with control, which is pretty cool. Flatten, flatten, and roughen it up a bit. Just roughen the terrain. Make it a little bit less boring. And then I'll probably smooth it, because you know what I'm like. I'll just leave things be, can I? So that's their pen. Now hopefully that won't be... I may need to flatten areas up for And I might need to do that with a slightly smaller tool, actually. I may need to flatten areas up a little bit. Oh, no, 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 no. Flatten to maybe that. And then smooth. Always smooth, because then that'll just make it so much, like, more natural looking. There we are. Maybe it needs to be smoothed a little more. This is getting a bit kind of crazy. Smooth that out a bit. So that'll be a nice place for them to have a shelter, you see. There we are, because I know they're going to need a shelter. Of course they're going to need a shelter. Right, so let's get this on the road then, because I've bought my first few reindeer. I'll have a quick look in animal trading and see if any males have turned up. Nope. Did I buy any? Ooh, I don't know. Oh no, this is super interesting. I already have some pangolin from my previous zoo. Obviously, I don't need to be keeping... Oh yeah, I got all my reindeer. Okay, reindeer, you need to go to quarantine then. I need to get out of terrain paint mode though, quickly. Oh, there we are. Okay. So you guys need to go to quarantine. Oh, were there some males there? No, imagining it. So really, that's not a bad male actually. He's 14 years old, though. This is the issue. Oh, man. 3V. What? Oh, that looks so much like farming. That looks so much like it's a generational thing. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. The problem is they only live till they're like 17. So one that's like 14 and a half years old might not breed too well. Okay. We may buy him still. We may. I'll think about it. If no other males come up. But Oh, you're basically infertile. Mind you, if the females have better... You know what? I'm going to grab you. Because I might be able to breed fertility back in through the females, which seem to be coming up for a decent price. So anyway, let's go. You've always got to start with dodgy animals and then work your way through. Also, I want to look in their Zoopedia as to like their maximum herd size. Didn't look at that. I've bought like 4 of them. You can have up to 11 females. So maybe I'll get a few more females as well. They should be fine with what we've got. Anyway, let's go and put them into quarantine because I'm taking ages. I always take ages. Animal storage. Click on them. Put them into quarantine. Oh, gee. Yes, of course. I forgot about this. You got to put them into quarantine one at a time. Because how dare you ever want to put them in a batch? Three, 4, and they're all like 5 years. They've all got like 10 years worth of. Oh gosh. Still got my lions. I still haven't done the lion episode in that other one, so they're still sitting there. But it's pretty cool that if you've got lots of different zoos, you can move things between the different zoos. And so I've basically got a free bunch of pangolins. I was going to sell those, but I'll take the younger ones and breed them together because look at the sort of genetics I got on those guys. They're really good. Yeah, no. But yeah, starting with reindeer is going to be pretty awful. I'll make a pangolin pen. I think if you look at the Zoopedia on pangolins, pretty sure they're critically endangered, bless them. They will need a bit of warmth, actually, if I want to put those in, because they are not happy unless they're above 12 degrees, and this is like tundra. It's really, really, really cold. Okay, good to know. I'm going to go through and look at all the temperature requirements and see what all the ones are. You look at the ones that need 50 degrees. That goes in an enclosure, though, in an exhibition, sorry. Arctic wolf. Camels. We don't have camels in our other zoo. Oh, there's so many things that I haven't had so far. Even that's a Bengal tiger, so that, yeah, that's expected. It's a Siberian tiger that can go a little bit colder. I want anything that will sort of cover the 0 range. Anything that goes minus, I want to know about. See, the orangutan will go to like sort of 8 degrees. Cheetah. So I want anything that I wouldn't have to warm the enclosure for. A Formosan black bear goes to 0 to 40, so that might be kind of okay, but probably not. Anything that says desert, no. Pandas will go all the way down to 2 degrees, but they will need a little warming in this environment. They need a temperate. There's a lot that would. I need a temperate zoo, I think. I do have technically a temperate-y kind of zoo. The tropical one is the right temperature range for that, but Himalayan brown bear. Okay, they would be good. Japanese macaque, yes. I don't think Komodo dragons are things are gonna. Polar bear obviously will. Pronghorn antelope goes all the way down to 2 degrees. But we'll still need a bit of help. Crocodiles, no. Siberian tiger will go to -4. And snow leopard will go to -4. So those would be good. Timber wolf also goes all the way down to -8. Chimps need a little bit more. Gorillas need a little bit more. Okay, there's quite a few that we can put in to start with without having to change the temperature around too much. I'm not too into like having a ton of heaters and things, but you know, could do. Or I could just have different zoos for different temperature ranges. But anyway, we've got the reindeer into quarantine now, so let's just watch the game go for a little bit. And then probably episode 2 will be the polar bear pen. In a few days' time, though, these guys will be needed for helping Santa, right? So where did I actually put the trade center compared to quarantine? Did I put it miles away? Oh no, it didn't. It's there to there. I think they can cope with that. Well, a nice cup of tea here and also a nice lemon drink. Yummy. Okay, let's see how many of them are now into. So hopefully I'll only see the animals that are in this particular zoo, which, yes. Okay, cool. And then we'll start our reindeer breeding program. They're apparently they're easy to breed, so we'll just take the best and sell the worst. And sell the oldest as well. But it might be, I mean, because people might not all have the Arctic pack, you might find... Oh, I should start some like mechanic and vet research going as well while we were playing. Properly playing. So probably it's quite nice to have some habitat research. Get some more habitat blueprints. It's quite nice to have barriers. Barriers is probably the one to start with, honestly. Get two-way glass and things. Seems like the quarantine has been passed by most of them. Awesome. It's complete on all of them. I think there's one that didn't get picked up, so we'll get them all moved in. I will quickly find the one that didn't somehow go into quarantine. And pop them in. Yeah, how did you get missed? I don't know. Pop you in there. Get some vet research done. I'm going to do some reindeer research, please. May I? Advanced research bonus. Ah. I'm just going to wait until I can actually research reindeers. I want to be doing enrichment to start with. Okay, a new animal has arrived in the zoo, so hopefully that will now allow me to research reindeers. I think I was just a little ahead of schedule with that. So that will help them get some stuff to settle them in. Right, so let's pause it and see exactly what they need in their enclosure. What's making them unhappy? So they're already, just from being in this lovely enclosure, 60% happy. They don't need a lot, apparently. I'm very surprised they don't need a hard shelter. Oh, apparently they do. I wonder if I should make them a shelter. I don't have time. I think I do. So can I not put my big cat sign is locked? Why is that? I made that. I made my big cat sign. All the letters and numbers and everything is pretty cool. Props, special effects, art shapes. I'm not very good at this yet. Okay. I'm gonna make things out of concrete, breeze block, asphalt, architecture, doors and windows, walls. Why is everything made out of, like, breeze block? It's kind of disgusting. Oh, wooden plank stuff. Okay. This is more like it. I can make them a shed. Yeah, let's make them a shed. Plank wall gate. Plank wall door. An arch. I think an arch would be a good start. Okay, so that'd be like the front. A 4-meter wall. Okay, could do that. Could pop that about there. Okay, it snaps pretty nicely. Oh, that's pretty easy to do. This was like a really simple basic shed for them. That's not so bad. Bring it forward a little. And then pop a one there and a one there and give them an archway to enter it. Yeah, reindeer shed on the way. I'm getting better with this. Right, we're gonna want a gable. That's a 1-meter gable. Okay. I need like a wedge as well. What have we got? Wall slope. Okay. Come on, round here you go. And round there. And then I'll need a very small block. And then I'll need the gable. No, will a 1 meter gable? Nah, man. Probably will be the 1 meter, but I need a small block to go in first. Well, that's the 1 meter. That's the 2 meter. Yeah, the 2 meter is what we need. There we are. And on top of there. Oh, wonderful. Oh, look. It's coming together. Oh, darn it. How did that get back to front? Edit group. Move that. Bow, bow, bow. How did that happen? Honestly, try to build him a shed. It's very basic, but you know, it gives me a foundation in building, which I haven't really tried before. So I really am quite happy to give this a little go. And what was it I used? I used the 2 meter slope. Then the 2 meter, so it makes sense, the 2 meter slope would go with the 2 meter wall. And then the 1 meter gable just finishes it off. So then I'm going to need to position like a plank wall in such a way as to make a roof. So let's see how we can do this. Oh, it's not letting me have an advanced move rotate on it. Ouchie. Okay, let's see if there's any like roofing, specific roofing things. Roof. Okay. Wooden plank wall, floor. Yeah, I could give them a floor. What? Asphalt roof. I got to give them a rubbish, nice, nasty looking roof. Pitch roofs. I think it's this one, the 2 meter metal plank roof. Yeah, that seems the right pitch. Okay, if I can add you there. But it's like, no, no, how dare you? So I can press shift, and that'll just give me... Alright, okay, that'll give me a roof that just basically sits on like that. Okay. Well, that's fine by me. Oh, you know what I can then do? Maybe I could get like one of the smaller 1 meter roofs for the overhang. I should have done this bit of the roof first. That's what I should have done. Like, how dare you want an overhang? Alright, okay. Fiddliness over. Cool. And then these pieces just come off. I know I spent ages positioning them, but I think if I can get them to snap, that would be even better. So if I select to add it to group 10, and then I press shift, and then I press Z to turn it around. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We doing this. We doing this roof thing. Yes. It took some time, but it worked. Okay. So, group 10 has 29 total objects. It seems to have all of the objects. Okay, we're getting there. Basic building. We got it down, I think. Very basic. But now we've actually got the first structure that I've ever actually made in this game. So we actually have an indoor structure, which is pretty cool. I kind of feel like I would now be fairly happy to try and construct myself a very basic guest center for exhibits. Because I didn't have any exhibits in my last zoo, but I feel like that, as I say, I will cut some of that out. It was really frustrating to watch. So I'll just go to the successful part and it'll be fun. But it's very much like, now I actually get the hang of it, it is very much like how you do things with the vendors. It's very much Shift and Z, and you add it to the group and it will give that sort of same rotation. So yes, you guys hopefully should decide that that's a nice place for you. I could give it a floor. If it was on a flatter surface, I might try and give it a floor, but I think that probably won't work too well here. So I'm happy just with a normal little shed. Also, if I click on this, I can save that as a blueprint. So I've got my tiger rock den, I've got my big cat sign, and now we've got reindeer shed. We'll call it that. A nice cozy shed for my reindeer. So like I am slowly but surely getting the hang of how to do all of this. One tag. Okay, it is a habitat thing. Oh no. I can hear things going on in the background. I would say it's probably a medium shelter-ish. Okay, so how do the reindeer feel about their hard shelter? Is that enough for them? They do not feel that that is a shelter, apparently. Well, darn it. Really? You really don't think that your nice shed is appropriate? Really? Wow. Well, that's interesting. I wonder what they don't like about it. I wonder if it's too small for them. Maybe the roof is too small. Wonder if I could make it bigger or something. Let's try. I feel a bit bad now because I feel like I've given them something that they can't use. What a shame. I'll probably adapt that design for other things though, so it's definitely still worth doing, but oh man, poor reindeer. Okay, so we're in group edit mode now, and I wonder whether I could maybe delete the archway and make it like a bigger entryway for them. So let's exit the edit there and see if that helps. Maybe they can't fit through the door. You know, that would make sense, right? You're not going to go in a shelter where you can't fit through the door. Yay! They just couldn't fit. So yeah, be careful using arches, guys. Apparently that means they can't fit. So I'm going to give them some beds in here. It's still kind of like it's a little bit sort of on the ground, but yeah, yay! It worked. It basically worked. Okay, so I'm going to give them some beds. Habitat. All beds. They need feeders and stuff, I know. I've spent ages just doing all the shed, but we'll give them all the rest of their stuff. There we are. There are some beds in there. That's very nice. I might start building hard shelters in the future before I do terrain modification. I feel that that would be a lot better for them that way. They're 68% happy. They just need a bit of enrichment. I'll see if there is anything that I can give them at all. But I don't think there is. So, Let's filter for reindeer and just make sure I've given them their food and water, because otherwise they might be a bit annoyed. Okay, so they can have a large food trough. I'll pop that over there for them. And they can have a water pipe as well, which I tend to like to give them. And then I've just got to give them enrichment, and they are pretty happy in their little pen there. The other thing that I can do is do some guest information. The power, I don't know if it will reach from over there. I may need a new power station. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if we can add a TV. And then I think we're done with today's episode. It's a long episode, but I will probably edit it down. I'll need to redo the blueprint on that as well. I made a blueprint. And for the shed, the basic shed, and then I messed it up. But I can go back into that. I can edit it. I can make a new blueprint whenever I want. I can delete the blueprint if I want and make a new. In fact, I can do that actually. So if I go to here, I can save it as a blueprint again. And reindeer shed. And that is a medium shelter. And if I just do that, then I can work on it later and make it better and cooler. Oh, really? Cozy, warm, shed. Great blueprint. Oh, it looks like it's the end of the day. And so, yeah, as I say, I'm going to quickly see if I can put in a little... TV for them. Habitat, education, important. Say reindeer. Oh yeah, so we've got some education on the reindeer there for people to listen to and look at. And the other thing that I've forgotten, which is very important in this climate, is to put some donation boxes in so that they can donate. So yes, we have reindeer now in our Arctic park. Next time, hopefully now that will mean that we'll be bringing in enough money. Look, we're profiting already. Fantastic. Profits from the reindeer. Next time, we're going to go in here and make a massive polar bear pen. Then we'll be looking at things like the wolves, the Dall sheep, the tigers, the bears, all that sort of stuff. All the stuff that I like to be in the cold. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more Arctic Park Planet Zoo, then please do subscribe. I'll let you know when the videos are out. I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, though, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.